The entire case hinges on where the alleged conduct actually belonged and who had the authority to act. Across multiple sworn documents, Houston County repeatedly acknowledges that the conduct occurred in Bibb County. Bibb County dismissed or declined prosecution. Houston County nevertheless used Bibb County conduct as the backbone of a RICO case. When challenged, Houston County retracted, amended, dismissed, or contradicted itself. That's not opinion, that's what the paper says. Document 1, the original warrant. What the warrant shows, March 5th, 2020, Georgia RICO Act, OCG 16-14-4. Prosecutor Sergeant Matthew L. Moulton, case tied to 2020-C-55430-8, no bond. Venue claim, Houston County. Why does this matter, guys? The warrant assumes Houston County authority, but later documents undermine that assumption. This warrant becomes critical because it is one of the earliest official actions. It set jurisdictional claims that later collapse under scrutiny. Document 2, the Bibb County dismissal. Here is included a certified letter from the Bibb County Superior Court clerk stating the arrest made on March 4th, 2020 was dismissed in Bibb County. This case was dismissed on April 8th, 2020. Key facts, Bibb County confirms arrest exists. Case was dismissed. Bibb County further states Houston County currently has this case. Why does this matter, people? This established that Bibb County was the proper venue. Bibb County chose not to prosecute. Houston County picked up conduct Bibb County dropped. That becomes legally dangerous when used as predicated acts for RICO. Document 3, motion hearing. All right, this is one of the most damaging pieces for Houston County. Where ADA Greg Winter says on the record, the 39 kilos of cocaine will not be handled by the U.S. Attorney. It will be handled in Bibb County. Those acts are being removed as predicated acts in Houston County's RICO. The reason given? Jurisdiction concerns, same jurisdiction conflicts, and venue problems. Why does this matter, people? Houston County admits Bibb County conduct should not be used. Predicated acts were improper. Adjustments were made after the indictment. This is not normal, people. Predicated acts are supposed to be solid before indictment, not surgically removed after. Document 4, null process and then re-indictment, or the original indictment, 2020-C-5430-A, dismissed. Case re-indicted under 2021-C-56788-A. Reason? Restructuring the case. Enter October 28, 2021. Let's pause there for a minute. Dexter's trial started on October the 25th, and they dropped the indictment, re-indictment on the 28th. No arraignment, and this was only done to restart the speedy trial, and we're going to get into that as well. But this confirms the state abandoned the original indictment. The foundation of the case shifted. The prosecution was rebuilding midstream. This weakens continuity and raises procedural questions. Document 5, the verdict and sentencing document. Now this shows on November 1st, 2021, that he was convicted of 3 counts of RICO under the new indictment, right? But he's sentenced on November 29th, 2021, right? Same defendant, same court, different indictment numbers referenced. Why does that matter? This fuels confusion about which indictment governed what. Whether this misconduct still influenced outcomes, whether predicated acts that were supposedly removed still had downstream impact. Document 4, speedy trial, order, and appeal. Look, this is huge procedural red flag. What the court says, the defendant filed notice of appeal. The court explicitly states that. This court is without authority to modify such order while on the appeal. Then what happens? Judge still ordered anyway. And then it was filed by the clerk with no reference that this notice was under the appeal from the clerk. That's key. The clerk is supposed to note that. Once the case is on the appeal, jurisdiction transfer. The judge has no authority, no power. The clerk has no power. The clerk is supposed to shut that down. Trial court authority is frozen. Any new orders become legally questionable. This isn't commentary, people. The court itself acknowledges the limitation, then proceeds anyway. Document 7. This is the dismissal of Dexter Williams' wife, Loretta Williams. It had the same warrant number, 2020 SD 39491C. Same charges, Georgia RICO, same jurisdiction, Houston County. dismissed October 12th, 2022. Reason for dismissal? Here it is, people. Although probable cause exists, there is sufficient evidence and venue for this offense is in Bibb County. Why does this matter? Houston County explicitly admits venue belongs in Bibb County. Evidence is insufficient. Charges are dismissed on those grounds. Yet Dexter case was not dismissed. Same warrant, same structure, same jurisdictional issue, same Bibb County connection. That's a desperate outcome on the same legal logic, right? In the same identical warrant number. This is document 8. Look, Dexter and Loretta, same identical warrant number, same SD number, same charge, same framework. Why does that matter? Warrant numbers are not casual. Same investigative bundle, same factual foundation, same venue problems, but only one case survived. Let's put this all together. Bibb County conduct formed the backbone of Houston County RICO. Bibb County dismissed or declined prosecution. Houston County used that conduct anyway. Houston County later removed predicated acts, re-indicted, acknowledged venue conflicts. Houston County dismissed identical charges against Loretta Williams for insufficient evidence, improper venue. The trial court acted after acknowledging lack of authority. Those actions are all documented, sworn, and filed. So here is the final layer of everything. By the time they were scrambling on October 4th at this motion hearing, 2021, all of Dexter's assets were gone. Over $15 million in real estate and over 70 cars from his car lot and hundreds of thousands of personal items from his home. All liquidated. Everything was already gone. They had seized and sold off all his assets. The civil docket of this case had already moved forward, had already set sail, and all the assets were already liquidated. Why did this matter? They had financial stakes. They had already turned this property into money. They couldn't just let this case die without facing tough questions about what happened to all the liquidated wealth. It wasn't just about a legal process anymore. It was about money already moved. Once those assets were gone, the stakes changed. They had to keep the case alive or face the fallout of having seized and sold everything on a shaky ass foundation. All right, y'all, so that's the full breakdown. You see the documents, you see the timeline, and you see the reality that's been laid out here. This isn't about opinions. This is about what the paperwork showed. We got a story of fumbled timelines, millions of assets already liquidated, and a case that just kept getting patched up to stay alive. So here's what I need y'all to do. Stay tuned. We're going to keep shining a light on this. We're going to keep asking the tough questions, and we're going to keep pushing for real transparency. Share this out. Let people know what's going on. Let's get more eyes on the truth. This is New Media signing off for now, but trust me, we're just getting started. Thanks for rocking with us, and always be great today. Peace.